Hello, I hope this is working and that you can hear me, and see if we get anybody just messaging to see whether or not I'm everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to see you joining. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Okay, so I want to be very, very honest with you and say that I'd actually had a lot of things prepared, and I was hoping to give you a nice positive announcement right now about the Polyglot conference for this year. And oh dear, I don't know why. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. And if anyone can hear me. Let's see. Let's see. Hello, hello. So far, so good. Good, 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 good. Okay, let me see. Facebook. Hello. You can. I'm glad you can hear me. Hello, Salam. Nice to see you all coming. Thank you so much for joining me. So just to say that right at this moment in time, just before I was about to join, I got a message from some people who were looking at some of the things I'd sent to just confirm before I went live, and yeah, I got some that I wasn't quite expecting, and unfortunately, it's made me feel a little bit sad. So I'm sorry if my mood isn't exactly the same as it normally is, and please do accept my apologies. I'll do my best to kind of go through it and get back onto the way I normally can speak to you. And I'll explain a little bit why I feel this way as well, so that you can understand where I'm coming from. Important that I transparency as well as to what's going on. So first of all, hello to everyone, and thank you so much for joining live. Really, really happy to say that we're going forward with the Polyglot conference this year, and it's going to be called Polyglot Conference Global. And there are some very exciting features about the Polyglot Conference Global which I can share with you. And that is, we've had a wonderful experience with the Polyglot Gathering, which was online. Polyglot Gathering t-shirt, just here, you can see. I had a fantastic time at the Polyglot Gathering, and they really showed us what was possible with an online event and doing things virtually. Now, what they did was just an amazing feat of sort of technical organization, organizing all the talks, organizing all the people. Having been a speaker at the Polyglot Gathering as well, I really know what work went into it, and so I'm very, very thankful and grateful to the whole team at the Polyglot Gathering for all of the effort and work that went in to make it around. If we can do anything like that for the Polyglot Conference, of course, I would be very, very happy. Of course, the Polyglot Conference is not the Polyglot Gathering, it is a different event. So we're going to have a different flavor as well to events. So I think what I'd like to do is just let you know some of the things that are happening. Of course, as it's not an event taking place in Cholula, which was obviously our first idea, it was we're working with Anya. The good news is that Anya is staying with us, and she's working very hard on making this online event a success too. So Anya's staying with us. We get to work with her for 2 years, which is for me very, very good, because Anya is a real tower of strength, and she's extremely capable and extremely also a great team at Zaloa Languages in Cholula who support and help and are just behind the whole idea of the Polyglot Conference. And of course, Mexico is waiting for us to join them next year. Now, before I mention this year, I'm just going to say that Cholula will take place. The plan is to have Cholula happen in 2021. The dates change. So what we're going to do is we're going to be shifting it back by a week as well. So it will take place in Cholula on the 22nd to the 24th of June, which means that we will be in Cholula the week before El Día de los Muertos. So they have the whole week of celebrations after the Polyglot Conference, which actually that it's probably a better deal for anyone coming now next year, because unfortunately the dates that we had originally planned to have it before that this year weren't possible, and now that is going to be possible. So everything happens for a reason, right? So you're all going to get to enjoy and Mexico and the great hospitality there. Yeah, fantastic. So I hope you're all very excited about that. I know I definitely am. Fantastic. So the other pieces of news for you are that this year we're going to be the Polyglot Conference Global. And what does that mean? Well, it means that we, obviously with what's happening around the world with the pandemic, we do need to make sure that we are online and not going to a big place and having lots and hundreds of people meeting together, because clearly there are restrictions this year, and we need to also be, as conference organizers, aware that having a global conference means that we can do it online. It means that we can be there for people, and also take the advantages of an online situation that we can't normally do offline. So for me personally, I'm going to take you a little bit on my personal journey with this. I found it quite difficult to accept that we would have an online conference. And the reason why I found it difficult to accept is because for me, when I originally set up the Polyglot conference, I set it up as an offline version of an online community. So for me, it was kind of weird to go back the other way. And also, when I sort of thought about the whole idea of, okay, online, it seemed that everything was going online, and almost like the conference would be an online version of the conference. Well, I've kind of had a lot of thoughts since then, and for me to convince myself also that I feel that it's the right thing to do, it needs to be not called online, it needs to be called global. Because what the advantages of being online is that you get to have an event that's accessible all around the world, on every continent, and at all times of the day. So Brett Sheffield and Esther Payne, who work on the Polyglot Conference technical team, they are working hard in the background to make the site what it needs to be, so that we can accommodate everybody and as many people as possible, from all around the world, from all walks of life, to join us, to talk, to give workshops, to give presentations, to take part in the whole thing. And so we're really pleased that we can do that. Now, obviously, because it's an online thing, and normally you have a local partner who works with us, then Brett will have, particularly Brett, but also Esther will have a much larger role in facilitating that place, that space for it to happen. So you can find out more about them on the website. They do have their details, their profiles, their pictures on the website, so you can find out more about them. And in due course, they're going to share some of the ideas of the architecture with us, of how the site will look. The Polyglot Gathering team has been extremely generous in offering to help us and to talk to us about their experience, so we are extremely pleased that they're able to do that. So yes, I'm very pleased with that sort of side of things and how we're going to move forward. Now, this is how I convinced myself that this is going to be a good idea for us as an event. And that is, what for me were the advantages of having an online event, or anything online? For me, the advantages of an online event versus an offline event in person are that we are not restricted by time zones. Time zones should be, we should be able to fit things in to work for everybody. The other good about it is that from people that we wouldn't usually hear from if we were going to a certain location. So we get to hear from people from all continents, from all different backgrounds, from all different communities, ethnicities, and everything all around the world. So I think what we'll need to do is to maximize that. So in order to do that, having the conference for just the long weekend that we normally do, what we've decided is that we're going to run the conference to run from the 16th of October, as we were planning to Cholula, but it will carry on until the 25th of October. So that means you'll have 10 days of conference. this year. And what that means is we'll have 10 days for you to be able to take in all of the presentations, for you to also enjoy talking to each other, having groups for people to chat, social activities that will run all the way through. And we're going to be doing that with our partners for this year, Langfest. So Langfest will be getting involved in helping us with all of these social activities and all of the talks and things. So we'll be drawing on the positivity and the great work that Langfest does to make this a really, truly global event that you don't have to be at the computer for 15 hours, or you can enjoy it kind of at your time, at your leisure, the whole conference. You can dip into it if you've got a busy schedule, if you're back at work at that time, you can dip into it as much or as little as you like, but also you get to be part of the whole thing. And the way you get to be part of the whole thing is that all of the presentations will be available to you for the whole 10 days. So you will have 10 days time to watch all the presentations you want and to talk as much as you want. We're going to be working with some of our sponsors. iTalki has already spoken to me about potentially setting up options for having talks and chats with people around the world in the Asia time zone. Of course, we've got the Americas with our team in Cholula, and also in the rest of North America, in Canada and the US with Langfest. So it means that we'll be able to offer things not just European based, but also Asia based. I'm talking to people in Australia, New Zealand as well, and also in the US and Latin America, to see how we can combine everything together to make it a truly global event. So this is what we're planning on doing, and I hope that it sounds exciting to you. We definitely think it is exciting. And at the beginning of this, I did say that I was feeling a little bit sad coming into this, and that was because I thought we had a definite theme that we were going to go with. Now, I'm going to share the theme that I wanted to put to you now. It may be that we need to adjust it depending on how people feel, but I was feeling quite happy with what I'd considered. And the themes that we were looking at were the main theme of the whole conference will stay the same for sure. There may be just a few tweaks here and there for some other parts of it, but the main theme will be a window into my world. So what we want to do is hear from you if you can share your perspective of what life is like where you live, of your background, of your history, of your languages, of your cultures, of your traditions. We want to be able to share a window to your world, so that, like in the image that we've chosen with the one person standing looking at the stars, you are that person looking up at the rest of us, and you are connected to us, and you're showing us what life is like where you are. And that is the whole idea behind it. So this will be something that everyone in the community can get involved in. We want to hear it in different languages. We want to be able to use subtitles so that we can appeal to people who can't understand the language, whether it's because they can't hear the language you're speaking, or whether it's because they just don't know that particular language. So we can really get some diversity into the whole conference, but not just of language, but of backgrounds, but of where you're from, what you're doing, what's important to you. And you're going to be able to state whether or not it's to whichever part of the world. So we'll have, you'll be able to check whether it's a European theme or background, whether it's North America, whether it's South America, whether it's Africa, whether it's Asia, whether it's the South Pacific. Have I missed any continents out? I've got all of them, I think. Maybe not Antarctica, but I don't expect any penguins to be applying to speak. But you never know, hey? We could get some penguins applying. So that's going to be the main theme for the conference. We are themes as well. One of them that I am keen to have is to encourage Black voices and minority voices to speak up and to have their voices heard. We've had a lot of things in the news recently about Black Lives Matter, and I know that some people say we don't need to say that, all lives matter, and some people, we get into a political discussion about it. I'm just going to share my experience of this. I'm not going to get into sort of debates with people about what they think, whether they think it's a good thing, a bad thing, whatever it is. As far as I'm concerned, every single life matters, okay? Every life matters. The problem is that right now, Black lives are suffering, and so Black Lives Matter at the moment. And when Black Lives Matter, all lives will matter. And that's how I feel about this subject. And I can say that in all of the years we've done the Polyglot Conference, we very rarely see or hear Black voices. So as a conference organizer and as somebody who cares about everyone in our community, I just need to highlight that we want and encourage people coming to talk wherever they are in the world, and also minority communities who need their voices to identify with the window into your world. But we don't get everybody from every background coming and being represented. In all the years I've been doing this, I think we've had 3 people speak from a the Black community. 2 of them I approached myself, and 1 of them applied just because they applied. And that's out of the years since 2013 that we first did this. I think it's really important that I make it very clear that those Black voices are welcome. And they're not just welcome, they're needed, because there are children around the world who don't see people that look like they're from their community talking on this kind of stage. And we need to show them that we have those great skills and that great experience from that community, and they can also have their idols to look up to, their heroes. Because as a white man, I can choose so many heroes in my community for any subject, because they're readily available. And all we can do as a language community is to open that up so that Black people can also see people. I can do that too, and just help be a positive voice. And that's what I think our strength is as a community. And I hope that you whether you agree or disagree with Black Lives Matter or whatever, I hope that you agree that it's good to have personal heroes that we can put up from different communities. And I think that this is a big enough conference as a global conference to enable that, because we can have as many talks as we want available, and they stay after the conference is over. So I hope you agree with me on this. The other thing that I wanted to add into this, because it's very personal to me, and I don't share personal things very often online, but I lost my brother this year. He was disabled, and sorry. And I wanted to include a topic on differently abled people, differently abled voices for people who, voices of people who, for example, deafness, blindness. There are people in our community that have struggles, and they don't get heard either. And they're doing some great things. I hope you don't mind me mentioning you, Chanel Patrice. You do this great blog, and you're out there, and you're just doing your stuff, and I want voices like that in the community speaking. So yeah, I got some disagreement within our team about me putting that forward, because people felt personally it affected them because they had relatives. I have relatives too, and for me it felt really important to do this. So I really hope that you can connect with this. Sorry. So for me this year, the Polyglot Conference needs to be global. It needs to accept everyone, and that's what I hope we'll do. So we're having it for 10 days, and we're going to do so many things. And I can see somebody asking why I'm crying. You'll see if you look back on the video, you'll see why I'm crying. But thank you for. I'm sorry about. But yeah, so for me this means a lot, and I really, really hope that you'll all connect, and that we can make this a really good thing and a really cool thing for everyone. I see this year as a really important opportunity for all of us, all around the world, to connect and to just share the love and to do something really special. So we're going to have 10 days of togetherness. We're going to have 10 days of listening to each other. We're going to have 10 days of getting our voices out there, no matter where we're from, no matter what background we're from. We're going to all be able to take care of each other, and we're going to be able to put ourselves out, okay? We're going to do it from the 16th of October right the way through to the 25th of October this year. And then we'll wait to be together again in person. I'm so sorry. Oh dear, it means a lot to me. So when you care, you cry sometimes, right? That's fine too. But yes, there are all the things. And of course, we're going to include as a final part of the conference a whole section on the road to Cholula, because we want to focus as well on the way forward. So we're going to have lots of pieces about Cholula, about Mexico, and what we'll do is sent in a proposal about for this year's conference that was supposed to be in Cholula. We're going to reach out to you and ask you if you want to repurpose what you're going to say, if you want to use that, or if you want to keep it for next year. But we will write to you and let you know. And we're going to give you until the end of July to send in your presentations of what you want, your proposals of what you want to do. And also going to you're going to have then a month from the start of August to the end of September to record your presentations, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually have a lot of the presentations pre-recorded. In fact, probably all of them pre-recorded except for some panel discussions, so that you can access them whenever you want through the whole 10 days. It's going to be kind of, you know, when people said you're going to have to be in quarantine, you're going to have to sit at home. You know what's going? You know the best thing that people said? Oh, great! I get to Netflix and chill. You're going to get to Polyglot conference flicks and chill. So you're going to be able to watch these presentations as and when you want. You don't miss out on being live. You don't miss out on being there. But you'll get to ask your questions, and you'll get to have Q&A sessions with all of your all the speakers that you want to talk to. You'll have to ask their questions. You'll get answers to your questions, and we'll have time to do that in a nice, relaxed way over the 10 days. And we'll spend a lot of that time just talking to each other and getting to know each other. And I hope that you all like the idea. Yeah. So let me know what you think. Feeling very emotional. I'm sorry, but I do. Yeah. So that is where we are with the conference. I'm very much looking forward to it. Thank you for all of your lovely, kind words. I can see them flashing through my screen, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot. So, yes, that is, I think, the update. Anya, please do message me if I've missed anything that I should have been saying. I often know how to go off script and to say things that I was potentially not saying, but I hope you're all as excited as I am about the conference. I'm very, very excited. I think that it's going to be a wonderful event, and I think that it's going to be as good as you all make it. Tickets will not be on sale yet. We're going to have to figure out how we do tickets. But what I do want to say is I want to make it available to everyone. So if you can't afford to contribute financially to help make it work, you will be allowed at the conference. No one is going to be excluded because of the price. No one. So yeah, it's all going to be basically done by donation. So we'll suggest a price, and if you can afford it, great. And if you can't, you're also welcome. Everyone's welcome. Oh dear me, what a way to talk to you and to end. But yeah, basically you don't have to worry about how much it's going to cost if you're sitting in a village somewhere where your average salary is $30 a week or something, because I know places like that. You can join. Let's just make it really big, celebrate everything properly, so that everyone can have a voice and everyone can be included. That's the advantage of having it online this year, and that's the advantage of it being global. So I really hope that that's what will happen. Thank you. thank you all for your time. Thank you for coming, and thank you for yeah, thank you for everything. I can see on Facebook the stream has disappeared, but hopefully it's still working on the other channels. And if there's something missing on Facebook, then I'll do my best to make it up. If you have any, thank you. If you have any questions at all, do let me know. And yeah, the team, Anya's and the rest of the team, Brett and Esther, were all around, and I'm sure we'll be happy to hear from you. And thank you so much for everything. We'll have the calls for papers open as soon as we possibly can. I'll just make sure that we've got the slight issues ironed out so that we can have it live straight away, as well as the new website. The website, Brett's been working hard on the website behind the scenes, and so as Adam would hate me saying this, but my friend Adam has been helping with the design, and so yes, we'll have it all soon. Feel free to ask any questions you want. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay on right now to answer questions. I think I'm a little bit too emotional, but I will definitely be here to answer questions in the future. And yeah, thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Oh, dear. Bye-bye.